KWT slaying.
Salama family, salama, how y'all doing today? Hope you're blessed and highly favored. So I decided to come on a few minutes early so we could talk about something and then I'll get into the teaching. I'm excited. It could be good or bad. Depending upon your viewpoint, it could be good or bad. So, but I'm excited. All right, let's see here. All right. This screen. Hold on one sec. I got a little. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, there we go. I got it. All right. So let's look at this for a bit because I find it very interesting.
Hello, everybody. This is Paul from Off Grid Desert Farming with Paul and Adrian. This is May the 3rd, 2024. We have an emergency alert, folks. This is very, very concerning. What has just happened in the last 24 hours. We have news that Russian forces in Niger, the African country, has stormed the American base and demanding the Americans leave their own military base. This information is just coming in. U.S. destabilization. Russian forces storm U.S. base in Niger. Base is now under the control of the Russians. Leave immediately. Russians have taken the base without firing a shot. Republicans are talking about embarrassing scenes. So the authorities kicked the French out of Niger last year. The French, they were ordered to leave, 1,500 French soldiers. And now the country of Niger has invited the Russians into their country. They have taken over the French base, and now they have taken control over the U.S. American base, $100 million base that we had. It was a drone base without firing a shot. It does look like that Russia is getting very, very bold. Folks, things are not going very well for the United States right now. Let's go ahead and read the article. Unbelievable scenes are now unfolding in Niger as Russian soldiers under the newly formed African Army Corps have stormed the U.S. 101st Airborne Air Base in namely. Humiliating scene for the U.S. are unfolding in the region. According to Reuters News, about 60 Russian soldiers have invaded the American military base and are asking the Americans to leave their base immediately. These are the first Russian forces to be transported by the Aleutian Tu-76 transport aircraft to Niger recently. According to sources in Niger, the leadership of the country gave the green light to the Russian military corps as after the cancellation of the defense agreement with the USA American forces were not leaving the region. So the military leadership of Niger canceled the long-standing military agreement that the USA had with them and ordered the Americans to leave months ago, folks. And our country, we refused to leave that military base. So the Niger authorities have sent in the Russians to get the job done. The incident has raised a storm of reactions in the U.S. as well, as the Republicans fiercely attack the American Ministry of Defense and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Anthony Blinken. You are humiliating us internationally, they emphasized to Foreign Minister Lloyd Austin and the other American generals. So this is Trey Gowdy, I guess his name. Let's watch this real quick.
March 16th, 2023, Secretary Blinken calls Niger, quote, a model of resilience, a model of democracy, a model of cooperation. 1 year and 1 day later, Dr. Wallander, the spokesperson of the Nigerian military, Colonel Amadou Amabrame, says, quote, the American presence in the territory of the Republic of Niger is illegal. A year and a day after our government said they were the model of resilience and democracy, they are throwing us out by the scruffs of our neck. And so, is it safe?
So this is happening right now, folks. Americans hand over base, the U.S. base to the Russians without firing a shot. The Russian military entered a U.S. air base in Niger's capital, namely. Reuters News is reporting, citing a senior U.S. official, Defense Department official. The Pentagon added that it is monitoring the situation and taking all necessary measures to ensure the safety of U.S. forces, facilities, and equipment. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin tried to play down the issue by saying that the Russians are in a separate compound. They do not have access to U.S. troops and U.S. military equipment. In total, according to available data, the number of American troops in Niger is about 900 people. Former Pentagon analyst Karen Kowalski said that such steps signal the failure of U.S. policy toward Africa. This is a disastrous development for the United States for the following reasons. The U.S. built a $100 million drone base in Niger and is now handing it over to the Russians. Niger's pro-Russian regime held the U.S. military hostage for several days. The scenes will have an impact across Africa. This is a great humiliation. Russian forces and the U.S. military remain at the same base in Niger until the U.S. withdraws its military corps from this African country. RIS Novista has confirmed. This is the arrival, I believe, of the Russian airplane right here. So this is the arrival of the Spetsnaz special forces that Russia has sent into Niger. They have entered the American air base. The base, I guess, is turned over to the Russians, folks. 60 Russian soldiers have taken on 900 American soldiers without a fight, without a shot being fired. And this is sanctioned by the military regime of Niger. They overthrew the country. They overthrew the French and kicked them out of their country. So Mali and Niger and a couple more African countries now are overthrowing the colonial masters, the British, the French, and the U.S., and kicking us out, folks. And, you know, we just played the video with Pastor Philip Barnett last night. This is one of the reasons that the United States is going to attack Russia, folks, because Russia is humiliating us around the world, and especially in Ukraine, where the Ukrainian military was supposed to destroy the Russian forces.
So if you want to go, you know, you could go off grid desert farming and watch the rest of it. Now, I'm just flabbergasted, basically, right? Because it amazes me when I see prophecy come to pass, right? And is it not what we said? Come on. Y'all mentioned it in the chat, the four carpenters. But, you know, hey, Hashtag ain't no 400-year prophecy, right? I'm like, I think we leaving. I don't know when, but here's the thing. When you see something like this happen, look, you think the devil gonna lay down and say, okay, you can have my $100 million base? You think the devil gonna lay down and say, hey, it's all good. We know y'all told us to leave, so we gonna leave. What y'all think the devil gonna do? Come on now. Look, I guarantee you, they have those F-15s and those F-16s all wired up, ready to go. They have those AWACS already. They getting the AI situated. Because remember, I told you years ago, it's all about us. I told you years ago, Ukraine was going to be attacked. I told you years ago that the whole reason all of this is happening is because of Africa. I told you it wasn't about Russia per se. It is about who gets to control Africa. He who controls the spice controls the universe. Come on now. Y'all know where I'm coming from. He who controls the spice, can we say resources, controls the world. That's why I told you from the beginning, it's not about Russia per se. It's about Russia being the only nation that has some muscle to stop the colonizers from fully taking over the continent and to prevent us from returning. Because they know if we return, guess what? They ain't getting nothing. And if they do get something, it ain't going to be cheap. Y'all know that. All the stuff they've done to us, we're going to go back there and we're going to be like, oh, sure, come on, let's trade. You want to come on? It ain't going to be that easy. Everybody else will have it a little better than the colonizers. But they're not going to let this slide. Oh, no, because it's about the control of the spice. I know some of y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Can I say it? Dune. If you've seen Dune. Now, I saw the first season of the new one, but it's okay. I haven't seen the second season. I like the old one personally. I thought it was very good with Sting in it. But they're telling you, the whole Dajjal and the coming of a Messiah, right? Have y'all noticed all of the false prophets lately? Black folks too. Young black folks too. False prophets, false messiahs. While all at the same time, Russia say, I think I'll take this from you. Check it in. Ain't nobody scared here. Here's the thing. You mess with a rabid dog, they gonna bite you. Oh yeah, it's about to get hot. And I told you the true land of Israel is what? Sub-Saharan Africa. Where all the stuff gonna happen? Sub-Saharan Africa. They divided my land, the Bible says. I told you. That's where all the heat gonna be. Why? You think people gonna fight over that little dirt in the Middle East? Ain't nobody care about that. Nobody care about that little dirt in the Middle East. But you know what they do care about? Gold, silver, uranium, bauxite, diamonds, animals, water, fruit, veggies. They want it all. See, you got to know what they're talking about in these movies. You got to know what they're talking about in Dune. They're trying to take over the spice. Why you think they've been trying to delete us on the continent with the stuff? You know what I'm saying? I can't talk about it because, I'm going to get in trouble. The four carpenters are doing their business. And if the four carpenters are doing their business, then it seems to me we's about to go home. I'm just saying, I ain't no prophet. I ain't setting no dates and times. I got to repeat that because people going to say what Teo said. But it seems to me all hell's about to bust loose because guess what? They can't let Russia stay there too long without opposing them. Because he who controls the spice controls the universe. This thing is about to kick off. The U.S. and them, they were trying to set up a base over in the Ivory Coast. Well, I don't know how that's going to work out either. It ain't looking too good. He who controls the spice controls the universe. Now, with that said, I want to talk. And it has something to do with this somewhat. But it's about the trap that is laid for the Gentiles, or that has been laid for the Gentiles. And they stepped in it. They fell in it. They got it on the bottom of their shoe. Because they thought, because in their minds, that Yeshua was white, that they could do whatever they want. They thought because the people of Yah was white, they could do whatever they want. While they persecute the unknown Hamites, that's what they called us, right? They call us the Hamites, right? And they said that we were in captivity because of the curse of Canaan. When we went in and found out the truth, we found out, hey, guess what? We're the Israelites. Hey, guess what? We're under a curse. Hey, guess what? Father Yah is our daddy. Hey, guess what? They knew who we were when they took us. Hey, guess what? We awake now. And everybody keep waking up just a little bit at a time, just a little bit at a time, and a little bit at a time. Except for the little raccoons. Raccoons like to go play around and stuff and mess with, the colonizers. You could bring thousands and thousands and thousands of primary sources. You ain't the people. And then they come around, well, maybe some of y'all the people. Maybe there was just a handful on that slave boat, but not all of y'all. Yeah, right. And you go look at the slave logs and everybody got Yah in their name. But we ain't the people. It was only a small percentage. You go bring out all the books and the whole continent of Africa was filled with Jews. But I digress. I'm just saying, ain't nothing worse than the raccoons. But guess what? I think Sweet's about to go home because I'm telling you right now, it's about to go lit. It's about to fire off. Things about to heat up. I'm telling you, they can't wait long. Because if they wait too long, Russia gonna get a firm foot on the continent. China gonna get a firm foot on the continent. Them four carpenters about to handle business. I'm just saying, you ain't got to believe me, but I got a good track record. So the trap that was laid for the Gentiles, what is the trap that was laid for the Gentiles? Well, what's happening over there in Africa is a trap too for the Gentiles. But hey, it always was. Psalm 83:3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. So Israel, the true Israelites, the true Yahudim, has been hidden. So when the Israelites, that's us, that's the Negroes, not Native American Indians, not Mexicans, unless they Afro, have been hidden. They didn't know who we were. Well, where's the lost tribe? Nobody can find the 10 lost tribes. Anybody here seen the 10 lost tribes? Hello, 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 hello. Where the 10 lost tribes? Right there, bruh, in Africa. They knew that. They were playing games. But to the world, we were hidden. I will cause the memory of them to cease from among men. I will cause the memory of them to cease from among men. The world forgot. We forgot. Ain't nobody know where they at. Oh, there they go, but they're a little bright, light, and darn near white now. But we were hidden. And so they took advantage of the fact that we were hidden. They took advantage of the fact that nobody knew who we were. They took advantage of the fact that now, hey, we're nothing but monsters. We're nothing but animals. We're nothing but monkeys. They took advantage of the fact that ain't nobody like us. They took advantage of the fact that we had no power in our hands. They took advantage of the fact that we had no friends. Not one. They took advantage of Yah's chosen. But why did this happen? Why did it occur? Well, let's look into this. Numbers 12, 5-8. Then Yahuwah came down in a pillar of cloud. He stood at the entrance to the tent and summoned Aaron and Miriam. When the two of them stepped forward, he said, listen to my words. When there is a prophet among you, I, Yahuwah, reveal myself to them in visions. I speak to them in dreams. So the Most High speak to the prophets in visions and dreams. He say, but this is not true of my servant Moses. He's faithful in all my house. With him, I speak face to face, clearly and not in riddles. Now, this is the important part. Clearly and not in riddles. He sees the form of Yahuwah. Why then were you not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? So I'm not going to get into all that about Miriam and them opposing Moses' authority. But the Most High says, I speak to Moses, not in riddles. Why is that important? Because they tell you who your God is. Matthew 13, 10, 11. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? Can we say riddles? Why you speak to the rest of the world in riddles, parables? He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you, Israel, to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. See, there's people out there, there's Gentiles out there. It's not given to them to understand that you are the chosen. It's not given to them to understand that you are the hidden ones. It's not given to them to understand the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. Luke 8, 9-10, his disciples asked him what this parable meant. He said, the knowledge of the secrets of the kingdom of Yahuwah has been given to you, Israel, but to others I speak in parables. See, same thing with Moses. He said, look, I speak with Moses face to face. I don't speak to Moses in riddles. I don't speak to Israel in riddles, in parables. He said, the knowledge of the secrets of the kingdom of Yahuwah has been given to you, Israel, but to others I speak in parables. So what? That Thou seeing, they may not see. Though seeing, that is, though seeing, they may not see. Though hearing, they may not understand. We told y'all who the true Israelites are. We showed y'all, you all, forgive my southern slang. We showed y'all who the true Israelites are. We brought the documents, we brought the books, we brought the history, we brought the culture, we brought the oral records, we brought it all. But though you're seeing, you don't see. Though you hear us, you don't understand. This is how it is. See, the trap has been set for the Gentiles. And they're about to step into a deeper trap over there on the continent, but I digress. So this is why Gentiles ain't accepting that you Israel. This is why Gentiles see all the evidence and hear all the evidence and hear the traditions and the cultures and what the Bible says, and they can't receive it because they're spiritually discerned. Why? Because seeing, they can't see. Hearing, they can't hear. Everything is confusion when they read the Bible. It's confusion when they read the Bible. When they read the Bible, they're waiting on the rapture. They won't understand because seeing, they can't see. Zechariah 2:8, for this is what Yahuwah Almighty says, after the glorious one has sent me against the nations that have plundered you. For whoever touches you touches the apple of his eye. So Israel is the apple of his eye. I mean, the Gentiles say that all the time, don't they? But the Most High says, after the glorious one has sent me against the nations, so the Most High coming against the nations that have plundered us. Now, the people in the Middle East, all the people in the Middle East, give me a 1 if you think the people in the Middle East are not the ones who have been plundered. Give me a 2 if you think they are the ones who have been plundered. They got all the gold, they got all the silver, and they got the money, and they own the corporations, and they own the governments. I don't think that's a sign of being plundered. Sounds like the plunderer to me. So after the glorious one has set me against the nation that have plundered you, for whoever touches you touches the apple of his eye. So they plundered us, right? So did they not touch us? Yes. Did they not? They plundered us, right? They put us in the slavery, right? They put us in the captivity, right? Now I saw number 2. Either you're one of them raccoons or you got confused on the numbering scheme. Because understand that the Israelites have been plundered. They touched the apple of his eye. What does that even mean then? What happens to someone who touches the apple of the Most High's eye? Well, vengeance, judgment, wrath. First Chronicles 16:22. Do not touch my anointed ones and do my prophets no harm, but they have harmed you, Israel. They have sent you into captivity worldwide to the 4 corners as prophesied. They caused the remembrance of you to cease from among men. But the Most High says, in the land of their captivity, they shall what? Remember themselves. But they thought we would never wake up. They did a very good job of hiding everything, but not good enough. Psalm 105:15. Do not touch my anointed ones, do my prophets no harm. So if you touch the apple of his eye, if you touch his anointed, if you do trouble to his prophets, what do you think is entail? You heap wrath upon yourselves. So they got rich off of our labor and off of the free labor and off of our gathering of cotton and the gathering of sugar cane, and they became filthy rich and built their empires and left an inheritance to their children and their children's children on our suffering. But according to them, they, the modern folks, they had nothing to do with it, so they don't owe us reparations. That's what they say. Is that not what they tell you, Israel? Yes or no? It wasn't me. I had nothing to do with it. That was Uncle Billy Bob. It wasn't me. I had nothing to do with it. That was Auntie So-So. It was you, according to the scriptures. Because the Most High is going to bring the judgment upon the descendants of those people. You ain't got to believe me, because I understand. Because seeing you can't see, hearing you can't hear. Romans 8:36, as it is written, for your sake we face death all day long. We are considered as sheep to be slaughtered. Now, remember when you was growing up in Christianity? Give me a one if you thought that was the church. That's what they taught us. Give me a two if you think it was the Israelites. Give me a one if you think it was the church. Give me a two if you think it was referring to the Israelites. Because guess what? For your sake, we face death all day long. We are considered as sheep for the slaughter. Now, who's his sheep? His sheep is his chosen. It just so happened that the black folks, the black Jews, the Israelites are slaughtered all day long. I know some of y'all got confused. It's okay. What people are slaughtered all day long? Give me a three if it's the Negroes who are slaughtered all day long. Give me a four if it's those people in the Middle East. Psalm 44. We have heard it with our ears, O Yahuwah. Our ancestors have told us what you did in their days, long ago. With your hand, you drove out the nations and planted our ancestors. You crushed the peoples and made our ancestors flourish. It was not by their sword that they won the land, nor did their arm bring them victory. It was your right hand, your arm, and the light of your face, for you loved them. See, this is going to happen again. The Most High taking us out of here by his power. You are my king and my Elohim, who decrees victories for Jacob. Through you, we push back our enemies. Through your name, we trample our foes. I put no trust in my bow. My sword does not bring me victory, but you give us victory over our enemies. You put our adversaries to shame. In Yahuwah, we make our boast all day long, and we praise your name forever. But now you have rejected and humbled us. You no longer go out with our armies. You made us retreat before the enemies, and our adversaries have plundered us, right? Is that not what we saw, that we were plundered? You gave us up to be devoured like sheep and have scattered us among the nations. You sold your people for a pittance, gaining nothing from their sale. Come on now, I'm just asking. Come on, Gentiles, where you at? I know you in here. My question is the people in the Middle East, were they sold for a pittance? You sold your people for a pittance, gaining nothing from the sale. You have made us a reproach to our neighbors, the scorn and derision of those around us. You have made us a byword among the nations. The people shake their heads at us. Who? I wonder who that can be. Reminds me of something. What can that be? Where did I see that before? Could it be Deuteronomy 28? The Lord, Yahuwah, will drive you and the king set over you to a nation unknown to you or your ancestors. There you will worship other gods, gods of wood and stone. Can we say Christianity and Islam? You will become a thing of horror, a byword, and an object of ridicule among all peoples where the Lord will drive you. I'm talking about slavery here, family. You sold your people for a pittance. We were sold, right? You made us a reproach. Come on, not Deuteronomy 28. Come on, now. You have made us a reproach to our neighbors, the scorn and derision of those around us. You have made us a byword among the nation, Deuteronomy 28. The people shake their head at us, but they say that's not prophetic. I live in disgrace all day long, and my face is covered with shame at the taunts of those who reproach and revile me because of the enemy who has been on revenge. All this came upon us, though we had not forgotten you. We had not been false to your covenant. Our hearts had not turned back. Our feet had not strayed from your path, but you crushed us and made us a haunt for jackals. You covered us over with deep darkness. If we had forgotten the name of Yahuwah or spread out our hands to a foreign god, would not Yahuwah have discovered it? Since he knows the secrets of the heart. Yet for your sake, we face death all day long. We are considered as sheep to be slaughtered. Okay. Let me ask you a question, family. I don't know everything. What people do you know of that's counted as sheep for the slaughter and killed all day long? What people do you know that's shot in the street by the police? What people do you know that are hung from trees? What people do you know that they do all of this stuff and hold themselves not guilty? I'm just asking. I don't know. I'm asking questions. Because apparently we can't understand the word. That's what they tell us. You black folks don't understand the Bible. You ain't been to cemetery. Awake, Yahuwah. Why do you sleep? Rouse yourself. Do not reject us forever. Why do you hide your face and forget our misery and oppression? Israelites are being oppressed. They're in misery. Who can these people be? Is it them folks in the Middle East? I don't know. I don't think so. We're brought down to the dust. Our bodies cling to the ground. Rise up and help us. Rescue us because of your unfailing love. Can I say it this way, family? Can I say it this way? I'm in the mood today, and it's a good mood. Can I say it this way, family? Help! Lord, help! Where you at? They taking us out. Help! We're counted as sheep for the slaughter. Who's his sheep? See, the Gentiles fell into a trap. What's that trap, Yakoba? They killed and oppressed his chosen. They stole their land, their wealth, and their children. And they thought he would never see. They thought he didn't care. Because he had to chastise his family. Oh, y'all didn't know that? That's what the Bible says. Gentiles, where y'all at? That's what the Bible says. He had to chastise those he loved. It just so happened y'all was used as the whipping stone or whatever, or switch. The Gentiles fell into the trap. Well, Jacob, but didn't you say the Most High was the ones that punished y'all because y'all sinned? Your ancestors sinned? Yeah. The Most High did that. He says, those who I love, I chastise. Well, why are you blaming Gentiles for it, Jacob? Zechariah 1:15, and I'm very angry with the nations. Can we say Gentiles? That feel secure. I was only a little angry, but they went too far. Y'all Gentiles, y'all went too far. Y'all went too far with the punishment. Y'all changed our names. Y'all stole our children. Y'all told us we were Hamites. Y'all moved us far away from our land, that the memory of Israel will no longer be in remembrance. Y'all beat us. Y'all lie on us. Y'all pass laws to discriminate against us. But you ain't got to worry, because y'all think y'all his chosen now. Y'all think y'all the chosen. As a Christian, Christianity is a religion. We're talking about relationship here. We're talking family. Do y'all not know that Yeshua's our elder brother? Did y'all not know that Yeshua's our God, our Elohim? Did you not know he's our everlasting Father? Did you not know that you touched the apple of his eye? We are killed all the day long. They fell into the trap. They fell into the trap. What kind of trap, Jacob? What kind of trap? That trap of eternal judgment. That trap that tests the hearts. That trap that tests the hearts and the reins of the heart. That trap that says, I'm a Christian, but you don't do Christian things. That trap that says you believe in Yeshua, but you don't obey Yeshua. That trap that says, hey, ain't nobody gonna see if I take this little Negro out. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing if I discriminate against him. Ain't nobody gonna say anything because God don't care no more. Ain't nobody gonna say anything if we steal his land. Ain't nobody gonna say anything if we discriminate against them on a job. Ain't nobody care about them black folks. Nobody cares. They have no friends. Yes, they do. Yeshua said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. He said, lo, I am with you even to the end of the age. Who was he talking about? The church? No, he was talking about his family. Oh, well, see, now you're making it skin color. Now you're making it all about race, Jacoba. It is not about race. I know all the arguments. Don't even worry about it. You've been tested and you failed. I'm not saying every individual, but I'm talking about you folks as a nation, specifically you Western nations. The Most High says those who persecuted us, that's who the Most High gonna judge. That's who going into captivity. But you ain't gotta listen to me. I'm just another one of them descendants of slaves. Don't worry about it. Matthew 7:21 and 23. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter in the kingdom of heaven, but the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. Oh, that day many will say to me, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name and cast out demons in your name and do many mighty works in your name? And then will I declare to them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you workers of lawlessness. Don't worry, Gentiles. That's not y'all. That's them folks over there. I mean, right now, your people passing laws to discriminate against you and discriminate against the Bible. That's your people. Your people the ones that going around kill, steal, and destroy. That's your people. Your people around here building the huge military bases all over the continent and all of these armies in marching. That's your people. But it had nothing to do with you. I understand. But somebody out there, the Most High gonna say, I ain't never knew you. Well, you know, we had these big old meetings and these big old church services, and we would lay hands on people and we would cast out devils. We would give prophecies in your name. Somebody who's been doing that, who's saying they're a Christian, come on now, because who does this? Come on now. Let me ask you a question, family. Who does this? On that day, many would say to me, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy? Who does that? In your name, cast out the devils or demons in your name and do mighty works in your name. And then will I declare to them, I ain't know you. Who do that? Atheist? Buddhist? Who does that? I'm just asking. Somebody, he gonna say, depart from me. I ain't know you like that. And some of y'all gonna say, well, maybe that's you, Jacob, because you know, maybe you laying hands on people and casting out devils. And maybe he talking about you. Well, guess what? I obey the laws as best I can, but I apply the attributes of the Spirit to it. I'm pursuing righteousness. I don't make excuses if I slip or fall. I don't say that I like rainbows, but I'm a Christian. I don't say that. I don't say it's okay for me to steal your land or lie on you or cheat on you or call you the N-word or call you some other words. I don't do that. But somebody gonna be said, you got to go. I don't know you like that. I'm just asking, who is it? Acts 9. And Saul, yet breathing out, threatening and slaughter against the disciples of Yahuwah, went unto the high priest and desired of him letters to Damascus, to the synagogues, that if he found any of this way, whether they were men or women, he might bring them bound unto Jerusalem. And as he journeyed, he came near Damascus, and suddenly there shined round about him a light from heaven. And he fell to the earth and heard a voice saying unto him, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? And he said, who art thou, Lord? And the Lord said, I am Yeshua, whom thou persecutest. It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks. And he, trembling and astonished, said, Yahuwah, Lord, what wilt thou have me to do? And the Lord said unto him, arise and go into the city, and it shall be told thee what thou must do. Gentiles, why are you persecuting the Lord? Gentiles, you don't hear that voice? And he fell to the earth and heard a voice saying unto him, Gentiles, why persecutest thou me? Why are you shooting me in the streets? Why are you hanging me from trees? Why are you discriminating against me? Why haven't you restored me? Why haven't you sent me back to my land? Why haven't you given me my reparations? Gentiles, why you persecute the Messiah? Come on now. Saul was persecuting who? Israelites. Paul was persecuting who? Israelites. But Yeshua said they were persecuting him. Come on now. Yeshua said they were persecuting him. But y'all say we only persecuting them Negroes. Ain't nobody care. Ain't nobody paying attention. God don't care. Ain't nobody here. Why are you persecuting the Messiah? Oh, see, there go them. See, I told you something wrong with your ministry. See, I told you something wrong with them Israelites. See, he's saying they're the Messiah. I'm saying the same thing we're saying here. Saul was persecuting the Israelites, and Yeshua said, why are you persecuting me? That's all I'm saying. Ain't no difference. Why are you Gentiles persecuting the Israelites? See, I get hate from both sides. I get hate from the side that say, well, you know, Gentiles can't be saved and tail ministries don't know what they're talking about, or right? And then I get the other side that say, oh, they're on that skin doctrine, blah, you know, they don't know what they're talking about. Why y'all persecuting us? Y'all fell into the trap. I'm sorry. See, we hitting. See, that's why I said in the past, I said, see, that's why you should treat everybody good. That's why you should love everybody. That's why you should help everybody in need. That's why you should be good to everybody. If you see somebody in distress, you should help them. You shouldn't persecute them. That because you don't know who they are. And when we told y'all, y'all don't listen. Why? Because seeing you can't see. Hearing you can't hear. Matthew 25, 40 to 45. And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these, my brethren, who my family, my brothers, my sisters, you have done it unto me. Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me, Saul? Well, Lord, I'm persecuting these Israelites here. You know, I'm not persecuting you. I'm just persecuting these other folks. If it was you, I wouldn't have did it. And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto the least of these, my brethren, my family, my tribe, my people, you have done it unto me. So now you're going to wonder, or are you going to wonder at this point? Why he going to say, depart from me? I ain't know you like that. I ain't never know you. You've been persecuting me this whole time. You've been shooting me in the streets as cops. You've been hanging me from the trees. You've been stealing my land. You've been stealing my health. You've been feeding me poisons. You've been doing all this stuff to me. Well, Lord, we didn't know that was you. If we knew it was you, we wouldn't have did it. But, you know, we thought it was them Negroes over there. We didn't know it was you. If you did it unto the least of these, my brethren, you did it unto me. Depart from me. I ain't know you. Depart from me. I don't know you. See, y'all be playing. I told y'all, you don't know him. That's why I be telling some of you Israelites, y'all be lying and telling half truths. I say, y'all gonna have to stand before him. Fear God. Keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. You want to be on the outside with the Gentiles who did all this stuff? I'm just saying, I'm not the judge. That's above my pay grade. But y'all fell into the trap, Gentiles. Y'all persecuted his people. You touched the apple of his eye. John 15, 18, and 25. If the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first. If you belong to the world, it will love you as its own. As it is, you do not belong to the world, but I have chosen you out of the world. Come on. Come on, family. Who's the chosen? Who's his chosen people? Come on. I've chosen you out of the world. Is that the church? I'm not saying they're not called out of the world, because everybody is. I'm just saying context-wise, who was he talking to at the time? He went to his people. I have chosen you or called you out of the world. That is why the world hates you. Negroes, black folks, African Americans. How many times before you woke up, you asked the question? Give me one if you asked this question. Two if you didn't. How come they hate us? What have we done to them? Why everywhere we go, they discriminate against us? Why does everybody hate us and just do all these things? Come on now. If you ask yourself that question, give me one. As it is, you do not belong to the world, but I have chosen you out of the world. That is why the world hates you, because you're the chosen. Remember what I told you, a servant is not greater than his master. If they persecuted me, they will persecute you also. Come on now. Who's been persecuted? I'm just asking. Is them people in the Middle East? I don't think so. If they persecuted me, they will persecute you also. If they obey my teaching, they will obey yours also. They will treat you this way because of my name, for they do not know the one who sent me. If I had not come and spoken to them, they would not be guilty of sin. See, Gentiles, y'all guilty of sin because you've been told over and over and over and over and over again. But now they have no excuse. Gentiles, you have no excuse for your sin. Whoever hates me hates my Father as well. If I had not done among them the works no one else did, they would not be guilty of sin. As it is, they have sinned, and yet they have hated both me and my Father. But this is to fulfill what is written in their law. They hated me without reason. Come on, the other translation is, they hated me without cause. That's why all you black folks, you African Americans, you Afro descendants, that's why y'all kept asking the question, what did I do? How come they hate me? I'm trying to do a good job. Why are they trying to get me kicked out? Why are they trying to fire me? So that the word will be fulfilled that's written in the law. They hated me without cause. They hated me without a reason. They hate you without reason. They have been found guilty in the eyes of the Most High. They then fell into the trap. Their hearts were being tried and they failed the test. I know you ain't going to hear me because why? Seeing you can't see. Hearing you can't hear. John 14:17, even the Spirit of truth whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him, but ye know him, for he dwelleth with you and shall be in you. So Yeshua lives in us, he dwells in us. That's why they persecute him when they persecute you. Second Corinthians 5:18-21, and all of this is a gift from Yahuwah, who brought us back to himself through the Messiah, and Yahuwah has given us this task of reconciling people to him. For Yahuwah was in the Messiah reconciling the world to himself, no longer counting people's sins against them. And he gave us this wonderful message of reconciliation. So we are the Messiah's ambassadors. God is making his appeal through us. See, Yeshua is making his appeal through us. Who's that? Is it the church? Maybe. But who was given the task of making the appeal? It was the apostles. It was the Israelites, right? Come on, let's stay true to the scriptures. Who was given the task of spreading the message of the gospel of salvation and of the kingdom? It was the Israelites. So Yahuwah is making his appeal through us. Who? The Israelites. We speak for the Messiah when we plead, come back to Yahuwah. For Yahuwah made the Messiah who never sinned to be the offering for our sin, so that we could be made right with Yahuwah through Christ. Once again, Gentiles, Yeshua, and the Father is making his appeal through us, his chosen, because we were always called to be a light to the Gentiles. I know some Israelites don't believe that, but don't worry about them. Luke 10:16, whoever listens to you listens to me. Whoever rejects you rejects me. But whoever rejects me rejects him who sent me. So y'all reject this message. Y'all reject the message of the Israelites. Y'all reject the idea that we could be or possibly be the true Israelites, the true Yahudim. Y'all reject it. You don't listen to us. You reject us. Then you reject the one who sent us. And if you reject the one who sent us, you reject the one who sent him. Come on now. You reject this message. You reject the message that we, the true Jews, the true Yahudim, the true Israelites, you reject the message that we were enslaved according to the scriptures. You reject the message that all of those curses in Deuteronomy 28 fit us. You reject the message that we have been awakened, right? That we are being restored as a nation. You reject the message and you reject the Messiah and you reject the one who sent him. We're not talking about the gospel, Jacob. Which gospel? There's the gospel of grace, which is salvation, repentance from dead works, being born again, becoming a new creature. And then there's the gospel of the kingdom. What's the gospel of the kingdom? I know they don't teach you that in Christianity. The gospel in the kingdom is that Israel's kingdom is about to be restored. It is going to be restored, and it's going to be ruled over by an Israelite. And his name is Yeshua, the Elohim, the King of Kings, the Word of God, God himself in human flesh. Matthew 10:40, anyone who welcomes you welcomes me. And anyone who welcomes me welcomes the one who sent me. Can I rephrase this for you? Just another way to give you a different perspective. Anyone who does not welcome you does not welcome me. And anyone who does not welcome me does not welcome the one who sent me. Come on now. Anyone who persecutes you persecutes me. Saul, Saul, why did you persecute me? Y'all in trouble. I keep telling y'all, you don't listen to me. That's fine. I'm trying to help you. I told y'all I've been trying to help you. But we're about to leave. We're about to leave. If you saw the video in the beginning, you should understand that's the prophecies of the four carpenters coming to pass. You ain't got to believe me. I don't care. I got to do my job before it's time to leave. Zechariah 8:23. This is what Yahuwah the Almighty says. In those days, 10 people from all languages and nations will take firm hold of one Yahudim by the hem of his robe and say, let us go with you because we've heard that Yahuwah is with you. So the church say it don't matter. The church said that there ain't no more Jew, Greek, slave, free male. They say don't worry about them Yahudim. It don't matter. Even if they are the people of the Messiah, don't worry. But Zechariah 8:23 says, in those days, 10 people from all languages, everybody in all nations, will take firm hold of one who's a Yahudim by the hem of his robe and say, let us go with you because we've heard that Yahuwah is with you. Now, y'all just might get some Israelites say, y'all better just step back because you better not touch my garment because I ain't got no time for you Gentiles. Y'all gonna run into some of them. Some of them Israelites are going to say, look, I don't want you coming back with me after everything y'all done to me, but I don't roll that way. See, because the Most High says, look, if they repent, forgive them. If they ask for forgiveness, forgive them. That's me. But I'm convinced there ain't going to be a lot of Gentiles. I mean, well, let's say, I ain't going to say a lot of Gentiles, but let's say Western nations in the kingdom because their hate is too strong. They hate the Israelites too much. They hate the fact that we're Negroes too much. Galatians 4:28. Now you brothers and sisters like Isaac are children of the promise. See, Israel is the chosen. They're the children of the promise. But the modern day, the current day, second covenant promises those who are the remnant Israelites who believe in Yeshua, not the Torah only ones. First Corinthians 1:27, but Yahuwah chose the foolish things of the world to shame the wise, or to confound the wise. Yahuwah chose the weak things of the world to shame the strong. He chose Negroes because we weak. He chose Negroes because we're few in number. He chose Negroes because ain't nobody like us, but he does. He loves us. He chose us because you would never think these are my people. Let's see how you treat them. Let's see if you persecute them and torment them and hang them from trees, and let's see if you shoot them in the streets. Let's see if you discriminate against them on a job. Let's see what you do. You were tested. Deuteronomy 7:6-8. Israel, you are my chosen people, the chosen people of Yahuwah, your Elohim. There are many nations on this earth, but he chose only Israel to be his very own. Y'all ignore that. Y'all think that don't matter no more. You were the weakest of all nations, but Yahuwah chose you because he loves you and because he had made a promise to your ancestors. Then with his mighty arm, he rescued you from the king of Egypt, who had made you his slaves. See, the modern Egypt made you slaves, Israel. Gentiles, they made us slaves. Y'all know we slaves. Y'all know we descendants of slaves. Y'all know we still slaves. Because we were the weakest of all nations. But you all fell into the trap. Your heart's been tried. You've been tested. The trap laid for you Gentiles, you fell in it. Job 3:1-3. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered amongst the nations and parted my land. They have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for a harlot and sold. There's that word sold again. Somebody was sold. Sold a girl for wine that they might drink, but y'all don't believe us because we just Negroes, we just African Americans. Y'all don't believe nothing we say. We don't know what we're talking about. That's fine. Because seeing you don't see and hearing you can't hear. The Most High said he was very angry with you nations. He said, because y'all were feeling secure, you think ain't nobody gonna mess with you. You think ain't nobody gonna touch y'all. You think you ain't gonna never see the loss of children, Babylon. But the Most High said I was only a little angry, but y'all took it too far. I was only a little angry with my people, but y'all took it too far. Well, guess what? We about to go home. You ain't got to worry about it. You ain't got to listen to me. You ain't got to hear a word I say, because Seeing you can't see. Hearing you can't hear. Keep watching Africa. Keep watching Russia. All happening as we taught. If you're new to this ministry, go watch our prophecy videos from day one. Go back to 2016. Go watch our prophecy videos and see if we didn't call it. But you ain't got to listen, because seeing you can't see. And hearing, you just not going to hear. Peace and blessings, Israel. Your captivity is ending. Love you with the love of the Messiah. If you like what we do, please share this video. You can also become a patron. You can also give at Cash App, $TOTW 7101. And also you can give at giftgivingforall.com. And give me a like if you like this teaching, and share the video and support the dry bones, and pray for the people on the continent, because there was a major flood there and some of our people may have been caught up in that. All right, fam. Peace out.